asleep amidst the trees. Bats all are swaying in the breeze. But when the soul lies anxious, wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags and wraiths. For your dolly Polly sleep has flown, don't dare let her tremble alone. For the witcher, heartless cold, paid in coin of gold, he comes, he'll go, leave naught behind but heartache and woe. Deep, deep woe. It's all silent for the night. House turned in as daylight dies. But when soullight launches wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags and wraiths, my dear Dolly Polly.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Haunted Connections show. A big welcome to everyone. We're bringing this to you from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley, Leicester, and we're sponsored by Sims Vintage Antiques in Wootton One near Stratford. So tonight I've got a bit of a question for you, but there is a bit of a long intro, so just bear with me with this, because I saw an article the other day and it really got me thinking about a lot of things. And this article was first published on September the 8th, 2017, and it talks about the true meaning of hurricane. So the true meaning of hurricane is allegedly the spirit of the African woman who has been stolen, beaten, raped, murdered, thrown overboard, and these this holds sort of many secrets. 400 years ago, at the valley of Ulanga River, it was fought a battle, and the battle of the long fight between slave traders and the local people. And the survivors were taken captive and traded as slaves, never to feel their feet in native Africa again. And this goes on for a long time. There's many, but on the what follows this is that even now there are many strange things to be seen and heard along the coast, including chanting and strange things going on the beach with the waves and things. And people do believe that it is the haunting of the beach from the African people that were taken as slaves. And several African legends about the paths that hurricanes follow. And according to legend, hurricanes are the work of angry African ancestors stolen from their homeland, and this is their revenge. And according to NASA, NASA's research scientists, hurricanes that hit the Atlantic coast are born in storm systems off the west coast of Africa, which travel the identical route of the transatlantic slave trade. Hurricanes cannot just form anywhere in the world due to the need for hot and humid air. They normally form close to the equator and move west or northwest in the path called Hurricane Alley, which is the stretch of warm water through the Atlantic Ocean from the west coast to Africa. So, you know, these are big weather systems, and African legends do believe that these hurricanes are the souls and spirits of these people taken on these slave ships. And there's just another note here. It says, There is a spiritual realm that dominates the physical realm, and in this realm presides the spirits of our ancestors who were snatched from life unjustly. The spirit never dies, nor does justice. So when injustice prevails in the physical realm, justice prevails in the spiritual realm. So this got me thinking also about the Native American Indians, because we know they were treated really, really badly. They were tortured, murdered, the women, the children, the elders, and they suffered great atrocities. So the big question tonight is, if other humans, being as cruel and greedy as they can be, if they impose such awful atrocities on their fellow human beings, can those souls then come back and reap for justice and revenge in such ways as these big natural phenomena? So, as usual, yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, as usual, all your thoughts and comments, put them down below, and we will see what people think about this. Because, you know, is a hurricane actually the revenge of all these African souls that were dumped in the sea? I'd be quite interested to hear other people's thoughts about it.
It's an interesting thought, I must admit, because mankind isn't very nice, is it?
No, we do terrible things to each other, and considering, you know, we can be such a loving, peaceful people, it only takes a small minority of greedy people to inflict awful things on our fellow human beings.
I do believe definitely Mother Earth takes its revenge on humans because of what we're doing to the earth. So why not that? The hurricanes.
Yeah. You know, with the human soul, if such atrocities and such violations have been put on that human soul and its life's been taken early, could a collective of these human souls come back and wreak havoc like this with weather systems?
Yeah, please let us know what you think. Quite a few people are agreeing with you. Caroline says, yes, I do believe so, Jane.
I mean, there's so much we don't know, isn't there, about the spiritual realm, about the spirit world, and we never really get the opportunity to work on that scale, on that vast scale. But when people like NASA's scientists get involved, and they say that these hurricanes start at the beginning of where these slave ships were, and they follow the route of the slave ships, you know, is that just coincidence?
An interesting thought. Wendy says, hi, I hope you're both well. Are you well, Jane?
I am. I'm feeling well chilled. Just come back from a nice week.
Yeah, been on a holiday again.
I know, you must have lost my holiday form.
Again. Okay, Owen says, let's read Owen's. What about UFOs? Do you believe in UFOs? It's a good enough subject as always, but do you believe in UFOs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Definitely. Yeah. I do believe that, you know, we probably originated from them. I do believe that they're the ones that came and manipulated our DNA to give us that extra, you know, that chromosome to make us what we are.
Yes, yeah, I definitely agree with that. And answer to Wendy, I'm very well as well because I've left work now again. So I can focus all my efforts and time and energy to the centre again. Because we've not done a live feed for the members for quite a while, so I'm feeling a bit guilty on that. So we've got lots of ideas and lots of plans coming up. So yeah, we are both very well, and we're both very excited about what we've got coming soon. So so tell us what you think about this idea that the hurricanes are the spirits of all the African slaves.
Yeah, and we've often said before, haven't we, about you know, there being so many evil spirits in America, the demons and those, you know, they seem to have a lot of real strong entities there. And again, is this because of how they treated the spiritual people, the Native American Indians, when they first got there?
So do you believe it is, Jane?
The more I sort of come across these things, yeah, the more I come across these things, I do think that that retribution, that the spirit world and people have been suffered such injustice and such violations, and you know, their lives taken. So you know, their lives being taken in such a useless and just such a terrible way. It's it doesn't surprise me that the human soul, you know, could actually turn on these, you know, turn and be completely horrible.
Yeah. Okay, let's put some more comments. Caroline says, "Oh wow, brilliant, Neil. Yeah, I've been working at COVID testing centre since December, and I've had enough now." Wendy says, "You both look good." Dee says, "Interesting thought, Jane, saying such as you reap what you sow. Karma and Mother Earth, Aboriginal rainmakers, etc. So much out there."
Yeah.
Yeah. There's more than people think. And Caroline says, "Yes, and to be honest, you can't blame them."
No.
Definitely. Owen says, "My support worker has seen a ghost." That's interesting. So any more comments on these hurricanes? So do you also believe that Mother Earth is making humans pay for what we've done to the planet as well? Because we're getting a lot of
I think you see, I don't think any of this is separated. I think it's all one thing. And I think, you know, when we've talked before about the matrix, all this energy that's around us, that's in the empty spaces around us, that's all connected, and we're all connected to that. And so are all the plants and the trees and everything else. You know, at one point we were all connected before the Big Bang, and then once that went off and we all scattered, you know, all over the place, then, you know, we're all still connected. And things that scientists have proven, that once things have been connected and then they're sort of separated as such, that energy is still there, the connection is still there, and, you know, we are all still connected. And I just think that, you know, Mother Nature and this energy, you know, I think they're all the same. I think they're all connected to that, and I think the some of these energies can fight back.
Yeah. Bloss says, "Is that just Zach with the demons in America?"
Well, it's not just Zach, is it? Because you've got people like the Warrens and that sort of, you know, they had a lot of alleged sort of demon entities and things, didn't they?
Yeah. It all makes sense, really, doesn't it? Caroline says, "I totally agree." And Bloss says, "Think the Earth has had enough of us."
Yeah, it won't be the first time that we've the Earth's cleansed the you know, the civilizations.
Do you think if we don't change our ways, we're going to heading for trouble?
Well, it will probably be a natural thing anyway, because you know, when the Sumerians came about, and, you know, the stories of Noah, when the big flood and everything happened, you know, most of the civilizations and most of the population were all wiped out. There was only a few people left.
Yeah.
And you know, we've sort of repopulated since then, and it will probably only be a matter of time before we do ourselves, you know, because we just too, human nature is just so greedy. You know, they even when somebody's got enough, they always want more, and there's enough food on this earth to feed everybody, and it's only the greedy and the rich that want more and more, that there is hunger and poverty.
Yeah. Time we had an uprising, I think. Owen said, this is one for you, Jane. Owen said, what's it like being a ghost?
Well, you're not. When you say ghost, it's just you're just an energy. You're an energy, and you're sort of a conscious energy, and you just sort of you're just sort of there, and you can go and sort of visit people, family, friends. You can you can just visit places. You know, it's a wonderful it's a wonderful experience. It's a wonderful way of living. And I know I say about living, but it's not like this life on this earth.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Carolyn says, think we are already heading for trouble.
Yeah, and don't forget the Earth. You know, the Earth has its own natural cycles, and every 800 years the Earth warms up and then it cools down. And you know, people say that we're going for global warming and stuff like that, but you know, scientists have proven that the Earth has been through much hotter periods in its lifetime, and you know, it warms up and cools down, and you know. It's the part that we play is just a small part.
Yeah. And then Wendy says, definitely big trouble already. There does seem to be more natural disasters lately.
But when you say lately, you know, we're only used to seeing things in our lifetime. The Earth is billions of years old, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You know, all of this could have happened before, but we've just never been around to notice it. And right. You know, you know, we've only been taking records, haven't we, for you know, a few hundred years.
Yeah, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things, is it?
No.
Okay. Annette says, the trouble is the rich are all the trouble. It should be them that takes the hit. I agree there totally, Annette. Greed is the most evil word to me. Why do you need more than you can use? Just don't make sense. And you know, look at the children starving, yet the rich are sitting on billions.
Yeah,
they can't do anything with it. They can't take it with them. So why do they do it? Why they could all end all starvation, couldn't they?
Yeah,
all these rich people. But
then you've got your economies and your countries and your leaders and your, you know, what world leader is ever going to turn around and actually say, you know, let's share food, let's share this, let's share that, let's all share everything, and everybody will have enough of everything. But they would never do that.
No. Okay. And it says it's just paper sat there doing nothing. Exactly. You know, I don't get it. I really don't understand it. Do you think, Jane, the spiritualism is the way forward?
I think love and compassion is the way forward. I mean, regardless of, I think that's definitely the start. Regardless of how much money you have, you know, I mean, we've just been talking about greed, but regardless of how much money you have, you can still be kind, and you could still be generous, and you could still be loving, and you could still help each other.
Yeah.
And we don't seem to have enough of that.
Yeah. Any more comments, the viewers? No more comments yet, Jane.
Cool.
So
I was pretty fascinated by this story, because when you sort of hear one story, it sort of makes you think about it. But when you sort of hear several sort of different types of stories, it does make you think about whether there is a link or not. And you know, the African people are very spiritual. The native Indian people are very spiritual. Yeah. And is it that once you start to harm that balance, that nature and, you know, the forces around us will fight back?
Yeah, and it's the Aboriginal people as well. Aren't they? They're very spiritual.
Yeah, and they're all people of the land. They're all people who had ancestors that were very spiritual.
Yeah.
And perhaps if we were all a little bit more spiritual and we took care of ourselves as well,
Yeah.
we meditated, we took care of our own sort of stresses and problems, then we would make things a little easier.
Okay. Annette says, I think it is. We are more open to seeing what is wrong and willing to say what it is. Yeah. That's about spiritualism. Caroline says, yes, you can, but the rich don't give much, whereas the poorer people are always willing to help and give even though they haven't got as much. That's very true, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just thought greed is evil. Bloss says, when my potassium is sorted, I'll be back to annoy you.
Well, I hope they get it sorted quick, Bloss.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you again, Bloss. It's been ages. So you mentioned meditation. Do you think school should be teaching meditation to the kids?
I think so, definitely. And if kids can learn to meditate and calm their mind and focus, spiritually, then I think there would be a lot less aggro and angst and sort of behavioural problems and everything else like that. I think and I think that's the same with everybody, whether you're a child or not. If you can learn to calm your mind and cope with your stress better, and turn off sometimes when things are getting too much and just be calm, then I think that would have massive health benefits for everybody as well, because you won't be getting stressed, you won't have the anxiety, you won't have the depression and things like that. So I think it is. I know how much it's helped me, so I'm only talking about my own experience.
Yeah, it is fascinating. Bloss says, yes, it has. Miss you all. Yeah, we miss you as well, Bloss. I know we have some good discussions, don't we, Bloss? Owen says, TV came on, my support worker was at Schooner. Is that the Schooner Hotel? I've never been there.
Oh.
Caroline says, my youngest daughter did do a bit of meditation at school, which was good, but I don't think schools do it now. I think they should.
My grandsons quite surprised me when they were here in the school holidays and that, and they were also given some work, and he was talking about some of this yoga that they were doing at school, and he showed it to me, and I did some with him. And he was then sitting saying namaste and things like that.
Yeah.
And he loved it. He loved the yoga and the spiritual side of it and the meditation, because they did little meditations. And he fully participated in that. I don't think it could do him any harm.
No, I think it's good. Bloss says, we do, man. Yeah. I do genuinely love it when you come up, Bloss. I do think the world of you. Owen says, I have sipped food open. I don't quite know what he means, Owen. Sorry. Caroline says, oh, that's great, brilliant, bless him. Yeah, I think meditation should be part of the school curriculum.
I think this is what we lose, isn't it? Because we're all, back with our ancestors, they would have been doing this with the children anyway, meditating, working with spirit, working with the land, nature, sharing everything, when there was sort of not really anything of any monetary value, before money existed, and they would be living off the land and they'd be sharing everything and all that sort of thing. And that is one of the biggest things that we've lost. We move into our homes. We now have to have jobs to earn money to pay for everything. And you can't just slip out of that system, can you? You can't just sort of pack up and go and live in a field and just live off the land and do your own thing, because you've got to pay for water, you've got to pay for power, you've got to pay for food, you've got to pay for everything. So you're forced into a lifestyle where you've got to work. And if you can't work or you haven't got enough money, you don't get all this stuff. and then you go into depression, and it forces your health problems and everything else. So the society we're living in really is like forced upon us.
Yeah. Okay, Annette says, what a breath of fresh air it would be for our kids to learn more of this at school. I think it would, I think, stop a lot of what goes on today. I certainly think it would do. It'd be so good for them because they have a lot of pressure on them from school, from the early age, don't they, at school? And they can't sit in front of the TV or in front of the computer all the time.
Right.
They need to get out of that.
But it's just being out there and having that connection with nature, isn't it? One of the lessons I did at school, and it was on sort of a bit of a field trip, and it was one of the most profound lessons that actually really, really touched my soul. And all it was we were working in a hedgerow, and we were learning about all the plants, all the berries, all the animals, all the creatures and everything else that were all in a hedgerow, and how important the hedgerow is, and all the wildlife that supports it, and all the everything about this hedgerow, with the berries and what you could do with it all, and hawthorn jam, and just things like that. And that lesson stuck with me all my life. It was one of the lessons that touched my soul the most, and I think that's why I love being out in nature so much, because it absolutely connected with me in such a way that it felt so right, and it felt that connection was, I felt like I'd been there before, and I've done it before, and I was sort of I was in the right place, and that's where I should be.
Yeah. Okay, Annette said, and I agree with this totally, they don't want spirituality as it makes people aware.
Yeah.
It's very true. They don't want you to be aware of things, do they?
Yeah, they want to dumb down the masses.
Because if you become too aware, they're losing their power over you. And they don't want that. They want to keep control of you. Okay, Von says they were real communities back in spiritual times, but there are too many people wanting control now.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Von says, yes, Jane, it's like there would be posters about poisonous plants, etc., insects, birds. You don't see them anymore.
No. Even things like mushrooms. We had homework of like what mushrooms you could and couldn't eat. It's just things. Hello.
Is the char bringing me a cup of tea? No. Go back to your kitchen now. No, that's not Julie. I wouldn't dare say that to Julie. Okay. Owen says, have you seen Ghost Adventures? Do you watch Ghost Adventures, Jane?
I used to. I don't really so much now, because I don't really watch a lot of telly now. But if I'm sitting down and it was on, I'd watch it,
Yeah.
But it just amazes me every time I see Zach now, how much blacker his hair gets. Sure, it's not that colour. Sure, it's not that colour naturally. Stop it, Zach.
He uses some boot polish on there, I reckon.
Yes. So I'll have to tell him when we go over and see him.
Yes.
Do you know who we are?
Okay, Caroline says, no, they definitely don't want people to be aware at all. I firmly believe that. I think everything they do is done to sort of brainwash us, to dampen our thoughts, and our ideas.
There's so much science, and there's so much, so many experiments, and all this stuff I talk about. All the stuff like the Matrix, this space that's all around us, and spirituality, and all the stuff that's been going on for thousands of years. The churches really don't want us to know any of that. They want us to be in control. The church, there's all this information that, the evidence that we've probably been around for 2,000 years, and 200,000 years, and yet, we can't really prove that the story of Jesus really existed, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we can't ever sort of contest that. because there's no way the church are ever going to say, actually, yeah, it has all been a bit of a big sort of con, but we all still need your money because we still need to, you know, we all
Yeah.
still need our revenue, and God loves you, but he always needs your money. And, you know, they're never going to sort of turn around and say that.
No. Owen says, have you seen Haunted Homes? I haven't, Owen. Never watched that.
No, I don't think I've watched that one.
Then Caroline says, are you at the museum? Yes. Are you at the museum, Neil? Yes, I am. I do have a team in tonight, so that's why I'm at the centre, not at home, because we normally do this from home, don't we? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm at the centre. I'm in my mess of an office. But let me just show you these that we're doing. The Haunted Antiques hooded figures. And
Ooh.
they will be available to buy from our shop very soon. Each one will be
Ooh.
unique. But this is my favourite. Orange one.
Oh.
I love orange.
It looks cool.
Yeah. We've made 3 so far, and that's the purple one.
Oh, I
There
like
he
the
is.
purple one. Yeah, very nice.
There he is. Anyway, I deviate. But yes, yes, Caroline, I'm at the centre. Caroline says, "Oh, love Zach. Zach is very good at what he does. No disputing that. I do think he's controlled a little bit too much now from the Travel Channel.
Yeah.
But that's what TV does to you, isn't it? But hopefully next year we're going to go to America, aren't we? We're going to go to his
We are.
museum.
We're going to go and check his place out.
No,
check
we
him
are
out.
going to. No, we're going to check his place out, Jane.
Checking him out.
No controller now. Owen says Derek Cord passed away. Yeah, Derek's gone, unfortunately. Very, very good medium, Derek Cora. Von says church won't get a penny out of me. Yeah. And Caroline says, oh, fab.
I mean, when you look at all the land and all the property that the church own, it's just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, their philosophy is that, you know, we should all give away our worldly goods and, you know, feed the poor. But I will do that when the church does it first.
Yeah. Okay. Caroline says, purple, my favourite colour. And then she says, his place and him. Amanda says, any news on work being done on an item I bought several months ago, a Chinese wooden idol? I'm interested to know where I need anyone out of the house if Spirit is still there. We will do some work on it this coming weekend, Amanda, I promise. Because Jane's back off her holiday now, so she's going to get cracking on with her job. Aren't you, Jane?
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. We'll do it at the weekend. I promise. Floss says, hope you feel your forming, Jane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holiday forms. Caroline says, I met Derek twice. I've shows, had my photo done with him. Yeah. Yeah, I've went to see him a few times with Julie. And that says, I don't watch TV. Turned it off years ago. Far too much interest outside the box. Definitely. Amanda says, okay, I still feel something maybe in the house. So do you have any advice for Amanda, Jane?
Do you live local, Amanda? If you feel that there's something still in the house, it's a bit difficult to say, really, because obviously the way I work is that I would actually come and sort of connect with whatever's in the house and sort of work with it from there.
Okay, and then she says, St. Neots. I don't think that's not too far away, is it?
Homebridge way, isn't it?
Yeah. It's okay, Amanda. If you would like me and Jane to come down sometime, so Jane can see if there is anything actually in your house, just private message me and we can arrange. It's Cambridgeshire, so it's not too far away. I know she came up to the centre,
Yeah.
so it is a possibility. So if you'd like Jane to come down and actually see, that we can do that for you. And then she says, "My girls always feel something." Yeah, let me know, Amanda.
Yeah, it may not be something bad. It could just be somebody around you, family, just coming along to perhaps help you through a bit of a difficult time, or to just give you some love and support if you need some of that right now.
Yeah, okay. And then she says, "Okay, thank you." Yeah, because I think it is something we would like to do more of. If people have got anything happening in their houses, as long as they're within driving distance, we would come and have a look. Of course, it's free. If we did come to somebody's house, it is free. We wouldn't charge for that sort of thing. Nav says, "Good morning, everyone. I'm Nav from Melbourne, Australia." Good
Oh,
day.
good morning.
I know Nav sends me lots of photographs that she takes. It's always interesting to see photographs. So yeah, if just private message me, Amanda, after the show, and we can arrange something if that's something you'd like. I'll private message you. Then thank you. No problem at all. It's our pleasure. If we can help anybody, we will do. So, anything else you want to say? Oh, Nav says thank you. It's early in the morning. I think you're about 12 hours in front of us, aren't you? Okay. Annette says, we're in September, the time things start happening at my house. We expect it after 21 years of it going on. We had the bell on the bike ringing the other night, and something in my bedroom got knocked off while I was sat next to it.
Again, it could be somebody trying to get your attention.
Yeah. Nav says we're still in lockdown. Oh dear.
Oh, well,
It's
let's
not
hope
good.
you're out of it soon.
It's not good. And Bloss says Benji's okay now. Found out it was my grandmother. That's good then. I imagine she's just around trying to help things. Okay, Owen says my logging cabin is haunted. My support worker, her voices I have.
Ooh.
Yeah, all good stuff.
I think most places are sort of haunted, really. You know, there's
Yeah,
so much spirit around us. You know,
yeah.
I think you'd be lucky to find a space where there perhaps wasn't any spirit.
Yeah. Plus, you got your spirit guides and your family around you anyway, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bloss says yes, looking after him. She loved children. That's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
It's nice to have some good stories, isn't it? So let's go on to people's houses now. Then, do you think the majority of home hauntings are family members?
I think the majority of them are, particularly with what we've just been through with lockdown. You know, we've had discussion a few times where people have been, you know, suffering with anxiety and worry and stress and everything else because of the pandemic. And I think a lot of family came around people then to help them through that. But there's so many other possibilities as well, isn't there? You know, the actual site that the house was built on, there could be a lot of history there. You know, there could be, the Fae could be involved if there's been some sort of upheaval there, or people have invited them in, not not knowing what or not knowing what they were sort of doing, and
Yeah.
people have had fun with inviting spirit in, things like Ouija boards and things. So there could be so many other things there.
Yeah.
Could be so many other possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Nav says, my house spirit Evelyn is cheeky, hid my phone and rings my friends when I'm sad. Well, that's a good spirit, isn't it?
Yeah, the
You need-
majority of them will be there just to help you and to guide you through perhaps a difficult time.
Yeah. And it says, I think everywhere has something. It's just the luck of the draw what you get. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's also what you're sort of compatible to tune in with or connect with.
Yeah.
There could be a dozen spirits in the room, and if you can only connect with one, then that's the only one you're going to sort of see.
Yeah.
There could be others in there.
Yeah. Okay. Caroline says, been meditating more, still no luck with one of my spirit guides. Oh well, I'll keep trying.
Yeah, you just got to keep trying. They won't show themselves until they're ready and until you're ready. So you just have to keep at it.
Yeah. Nav says we have to watch over everyone on their own, particularly elderly and vulnerable. Some vicious demonic activity my nurse endured.
Be interested to hear about that.
Okay. Caroline says before my house was built in 1926, it was farmland. Okay. And Bloss says I have my dogs here to scare me. And Owen says spirit guide is one of my granddads. That's nice.
Yeah.
Nav says I've learned so much. No more dolls. No more for me cleaning objects. I even clean my shoes when I come home. I have two, both Grampy and Nana. Okay, that's nice. Owen says David Cora said that to him about his granddad being a spirit guide. That's good.
Yeah.
And Nav says my nurse was stabbed by someone not there. Perhaps you mean stabbed by someone not there.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
That would be interesting to find out whether that's sort of on the land or whether that was related to the property.
And she does mean stabbed. Okay, Caroline says that's all I know about the land so far on the maps you suggested, Jane.
Yeah.
You suggested getting the maps out, didn't you? Let me swig of my tea. And then it says I worked in a nursing home where the bell in the empty room would ring on its own.
Fantastic.
I would think a lot of nursing homes would have activity. Same as hospitals, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Many of them would just go on, being collected by family and friends, and they'd just go on into the spirit world. There would probably be only I would think probably a few roaming around that may have sort of got lost or missed the grand scheme of things, or they're just not ready to move on yet. Perhaps have some unfinished business somewhere.
Okay. Nav says nurse doesn't know the history of the flat. Are you not going to tell them? Tell them the history. Be interesting. Okay, we've got no more comments. Anybody has more comments for us? If you got any questions for us, please ask. Now it says my block of flats was a girls' home nursing students. Some interesting things coming through. Okay, Vaughn says, sorry, Jane, to take us back to the original conversation. Yeah, that's fine. We always deviate though. Take back to the original conversation. If the nature of the changes in hurricanes were spirits, wouldn't they possibly put an end to further evil rather than innocence?
If the nature of nature of the changes in hurricanes, would they possibly put an end to further evil? Not necessarily if they've been. We're sort of talking about this. Not necessarily if they'd been violated in such a way and had their lives sort of cut short and been treated really, really badly. That's what we were saying. You know, if the human soul suffers such sort of torture and violation, then could it come back with that real retribution, seeking justice? You know, there probably hundreds of thousands of slaves that probably went into the sea. You know, there's stories of even whole ships sort of being dumped overboard and stuff, isn't there?
Yeah.
So, you know, could this be this retribution? You know, this is what we were saying. Could it be that, you know, all those collective souls that were so badly treated, could they all be now you know, could they in the spirit world be seeking justice?
Yeah. It's an interesting thought. Nav says, I've also captured many photos of faces in my pictures at the church. Sorry, captured, I meant it's 18th century Anglican church. Yeah, I've seen quite a few of your pictures now. It's not normal activity. She was at her rubbish bin, seen by other neighbours.
Interesting.
Annette says, I have an energy that comes round me that makes me go boiling hot sometimes. It worries me as it feels sometimes like it's looking me in the face. It's that close.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out who it is and what you know, what is it that they want to, you know, if they have a message, what is it that they're trying to say? You know, do they just want your attention, your acknowledgement? Or do they actually, you know, are they actually angry at something?
Sam says, my beautiful mother.
Oh, hello.
That to me, Sam, sounds like you've done something wrong.
Yeah, what you been up to? Or what you done?
I saw Sam and John earlier, actually. Did Jack do the washing up though?
He's not long come in, so yeah.
Nav says, my old hometown has a lot of old hidden secrets which she as a nurse knows about.
Yeah. Okay. See, I think they're the bits that make it really interesting, the hidden secrets. You know, the bits that were hidden away and people, you know, were sort of kept, you know, were they kept prisoners? Were they shut away somewhere? Were they just treated badly? Were they imprisoned somehow?
So we've got about 10 minutes left, Jane. What do we have coming up soon, Jane? I'm putting you on spot now, aren't I?
Oh, yeah, you are, considering I've been away for a week and I don't know. I'm hoping that we've probably got a Demon Files coming up soon. I know there's a lot of special work going on in the background for a very special occasion.
Yeah.
You'll have to fill me in on that.
Yes.
And
I love doing this, just throwing you in the deep end.
Yeah, and apart from that, no, you'll have to tell me.
Yeah. I don't think we've got a team in Sunday, so we might do the Demon Files Sunday.
Okay.
But I am planning on us doing lots of other videos. And Jane and I are going to start doing a whole new series of videos very soon.
Oh, yes.
That we planned 3 years ago.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming.
Never got round to it. So we're both really excited about that one. And I'm planning on us doing more videos at the centre as well. Just us as a team. Because everyone enjoys investigating the centre, but we very rarely get the chance, do we? So
We have got a few new items, haven't we, coming up to the centre? I've been and
Yeah.
collected one today, which I'm quite keen to work with. So that'll
Yeah.
be good. So hopefully there'll be more live feeds coming up on the items.
Okay, Sarah says, sorry I'm late.
Hi, Sarah.
Caroline says, has anybody's app playing up as mine is again? I've just checked mine, Caroline, since your first matches and message, and mine's fine. I'll ask other people. Annette says, I love the Demon Files.
Yeah, we really enjoy them too, because each episode just opens your eyes to just more and more information, and it just makes you realise how much rubbish we've been fed in the past.
This is very true. Von says, I really enjoy the Demon Files. Vicky says, oh no, missed it tonight. Hi, Neil and Jane. Hi, Vicky.
Oh, you can watch it back, Vicky.
Okay, brilliant. Looking forward to it. I did get your message, Owen. There's so many coming through. Nav says, coffee time. I'm finding they all seem to be active with lights and often see shadows that aren't there. Like seeing someone there at the rubbish bin area. Poor nurse is petrified. Oh dear.
Oh,
Caroline says, it would be great if you did a haunted TV series. Thank you, Caroline. But to be
I don't know
honest,
if the TV had happened. I think we'd soon get kicked out of TV.
you imagine having Amy on TV.
Yeah, and I think I would probably get kicked out as well, because I wouldn't fake anything, and I wouldn't make anything up just for the entertainment of the TV. So
No.
it might be a pretty boring show.
But like I say, we have got this new series. It's going to be on our YouTube channel, so it's a bit like you can watch it on TV if you got YouTube on TV. And then
Yeah.
Jane and I are going to some awesome places, aren't we?
We are.
That's all we're saying. Vicky says, love the museum. One of my absolute favourite places to investigate. Thank you, Vicky.
Yeah.
Vicky's from Haunted Happenings. Caroline says, yes, Demon Files are great. See, I think the Demon Files would make great TV if it was done the way we do it. But it would never be considered to go on TV because it's breaking the everyone's opinions on demons. And
Yeah.
People like TV companies like demons to be scary and to be possessing people, but the ones we've done so far, they're not. And
Yeah.
the TV
They don't like them to be like teachers of astronomy or science or mathematics, do they?
That's right. One says, very true, Jane, really opens our eyes.
Yeah. And the last one we did where he was the demon of making men and women fall in love?
Yeah. How can you be demonized for that? Isn't that everything? Caroline says, oh great, wish I was. I don't quite know what you mean. Nav says, I'll send you a few pics later. Yes, I kick everyone out when I go investigation. I do have a friend called Amy too. Oh no. Oh yeah, made me smile thanking you. Someone understands me. Oh, I feel like you did. Yeah, Okay, Sarah says, so when's the big announcement with regards to the exciting things coming soon to the centre? Laugh out loud.
The exciting things coming to the centre is so exciting. Just stir it up a bit more.
It is very exciting, and I'm damned annoyed because I'll say a few things. I'm waiting to hear back from a solicitor. And they're sitting on something for about 2 weeks now. As soon as we know I get a reply from them, we will announce it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is very exciting. It's going to be very exciting for the people who come to the centre. Von says, I've got a ticket to the centre now for next May. Transport all booked. At last, going to be there for the weekend. That's great.
Fantastic.
Then Carol says, going on haunted locations. She likes going on haunted locations. Nav says, demons are particularly evil, a brand of evil, and they watch you. Can feel them watching creeps me out. And then Sarah says, Jane, you're such a tease, but I love you.
Oh, it will be so worth the wait.
Yeah, it will be. Vicky says, can't wait for the new things coming to the museum either. So excited. Okay. Owen
Yeah,
says,
I mean, that's one thing that you'll find with our place. It's forever moving on. It's forever evolving, and there's forever new stuff always happening. You won't get the same old with us.
No. Okay, Owen says, I was at Skegness at Golden Palm Carnival site meet, and Gary 1, Gary 2, and talking about ghost stories, a dark spirit attacked Steve, my support worker. Oh dear. I hope it wasn't bad. Now says someone has a headache. A cupboard, someone hit their head on a cupboard. So, any last words, Jane?
No, I just think it's great that just people should just keep their minds open and just look at all this stuff, because it's once you get, you know, we've said this before, when you get one thing, it's really interesting, but when patterns start to form and when things become more than coincidence, that's when it really sort of starts to become really interesting. And that's where we've got to put all the pieces together. So just keep your minds open and just look at everything.
Yeah. Okay, Peter says, hello everybody, how are you all? It's been a very sad day today. I went to a funeral. My cousin's daughter died aged 6. Bless her. Olivia from Peterlee, Lincolnshire.
Oh,
sorry to hear that. Okay, so like we said, we do have lots of exciting things, and I'm not working full time now, so I will be able to do more. Jane and I do have this exciting little project we're going to start any week now that you will see about. Something different. It won't be at the centre. And then we are going to be doing more investigating at the centre ourselves. That's a spirit walk past you then, Jane. So we got lots of coming up. There's going to be new stuff for our members coming soon as well, which I've neglected the members quite a bit lately because I've just been so tired.
Yeah, but everything's just been a bit upside down, hasn't it, with COVID and with everything, lockdowns and everything. You know, it's just the time now is just, you know, we've just got to adjust now and get back to normal as best we can, because it's affected everybody in different ways, hasn't it? So, and you know, you couldn't have continued doing things the way that we normally did them, because, you know, it just couldn't have happened. So
no,
you know,
the
time now is to just start to rebuild, bring everything back together.
Yeah, the job served its purpose, and now it's time to get back to what we love doing, and we will be doing lots of new stuff as well. And that's it. So
yes, so yeah, well, just thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for all your comments and all your interaction. It's great. Me and Neil love it. It's what makes the show. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, and we'll see you all again soon. So
bye
take
for now.
care.
Was asleep.